Right then, hello and welcome to ToCA World Touring Cars, the third game in the ToCA franchise and the first one that didn't involve the British Touring Car Championship. That was brought back again for ToCA Race Driver, the first one. And speaking of ToCA Race Driver, this was actually a precursor with the same championship layout as ToCA Race Driver. We'll get more into that in a moment. But yeah, in America, this was known as Jarrett and Labonte Stock Car Racing, even though it has nothing to do with NASCAR at all. They decided to try and boost sales by adding some NASCAR names on there. Whether it did or not, I have no idea. But yeah, this is practically one of my favorites in the ToCA series, in the whole ToCA series. It's a lot more arcadey than ToCA 1 or ToCA 2 touring cars, but it's still incredibly good fun. And they have a lot of content in this game as well. A lot of cars, a lot of championships, and a lot of very obscure tracks that you don't really see on racing games these days, which is always a plus. So, as always, we're going to do a whole career championship, and we're going to start with the European. You do have multiple choices. You got European, Pan American, or Asia Pacific. But we're going to do European to start with. Oh, no, I want manual gears. Thank you very much. Don't want no automatic. What am I like? But yeah, I did do a series of this a couple of years ago. I think, actually, back in 2017. And what I usually do is the same as I do with most games, really, is that I do a championship and then it goes down to a vote with whoever wants what championship to do next. So say, for example, I do the British series and then the Mediterranean or the German series are next, and then I put it down to you lot to vote which we do next. So there you go. So yeah, that is really not much else to say, to be honest, for this one. Let me just input my name. It's very hard to multitask, especially for me anyway. So yeah, all the names in this game as well are fictional. You don't race against any official drivers as such. But again, they do have a lot of championships. You start off in the national category, then you got the international, and then the World Touring Cars. Like I said, it's very similar to ToCA Race Driver, where the pyramid format is adopted. But yeah, so here are the options that we have, or the offers. You have the Mediterranean, the British, and the German. So we're going to start off in the British Championship, obviously, and you have criterias as well to meet. So you got a test drive requirement. You must complete a lap of Silverstone in 1 minute 37.5, and I have 5 attempts. These are incredibly trivial. You can do this so easily. I mean, you can beat the lap time in, 10-11 seconds. So yeah, these are incredibly easy. The first championship as well is also very easy, but it does increase in difficulty as you get to the end of the championship. So very similar to ToCA 1 in that respect. So for example, the first 3 races are dead easy. And then as you get to the end of the championship, it is harder to catch up with, say, Marcus Zelic, which is going to be your main antagonist for this championship. But yeah, we'll get more into that as we get into it. So yeah, there we go. And of course, you can see it's a lot more optimized, it's a lot more colorful, but a more cartoony look to the game compared to ToCA 2 touring cars. And one thing that I have noticed about this game is that all the trackside objects, like the barriers and everything, they look like they've been stretched. That is one thing I have noticed about this game, but yeah, this game is absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. And I remember it was released in 2000, and August 2000, and I remember that my dad took me down to Electronics Boutique to get the first copy. And yeah, I think we sat for like 4 or 5 hours just playing this game, doing multiplayer and stuff like that. It was really, really good. So this game for me has a lot of sentimental value. It has a lot of, very good memories with it. And yeah, I just really love this game. It is absolutely wonderful. I think this was actually one of the most anticipated as well of the ToCA series I'm going to be doing. So, but I thought as we're pretty much halfway through ToCA 2 touring cars now, I've got 2 support car championships to do in just like the second half of the British Touring Car Championship. I thought I might as well crack on and get started with this, because at the time of recording, It's the 3rd of March. We've got exactly 1 month to go until the start of the 1994 British Touring Car Championship on GTR2. So that's going to be something to look forward to as well. But yeah, to start with, like I said, going to do the British Championship. Target time 1:37.5, and I done it in 1:25.8. So yeah, you can do this very quickly. And there we go. There's also a lot of support car well, not championships, but support cars that you can unlock during this campaign. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the same format as ToCA 2 Touring Cars, where I do one championship 1 week, and then I'll do a support car championship the next, just to show off the bonus cars that you can unlock. I've still yet to figure that out. You let me know what you think. But yeah, we've passed the test drive for the British Championship, and the 2 offers, I think these change after you complete the British Championship. I'm not too sure, but these will be going down to a vote at the end. So if you do make it to the end, great. If not, well, nothing new there. So yeah, we're going to get started then with the British Championship. So it's going to be 6 races. We're going to start at Silverstone and Alton Park, Brands Hatch, Snetterton, Alton Park, and Silverstone again. The International Championships, or Intermediate Championships, there's 7 races, and the World Championship, you have 8 races. In the International and World Championships, you get 14 cars on the grid, but the National, you only get 12. Or it could be the World Championship, you get 14, and the International and Nationals, you get 12. Whatever. Anyway, let's have a gander at the grid. So, who is on pole? It is Rade. Then you got Larson and Zelic, the top 3. And yeah, I'm starting in 6th because that is one thing that they did get away with, or they did away with, I should say. English, you know, I do know it very well. Yeah, they did away with qualifying. So you cannot qualify for any of these races, sadly. You are given a random grid position and a random starting spot. So, which is unfortunate. You can practice the track though, but we're not going to bother doing that. You can set up the car as well, with a whole plethora of different options, but again, not going to bother with that. You know, this game is very easy to complete. And yeah, so the team criteria as well. You must win at least 1 race. For beating the team criteria, you get given a cheat code, so that is something to look forward to as well. So yes, here we go then. Race number 1.
Welcome to the British Championship and the first race of the series here at Silverstone.
Here at Silverstone. And off we go. Ooh. It does help if I put it in gear, I suppose. Now, if you notice as well, there is no rear view mirror, or the wing mirrors don't even work. They did cut down on some of the little graphics just because of limitations, because they did want this game to run a lot smoother than ToCA 2 did, because ToCA 2 didn't run that well, really. It was very, very stuttery on the PlayStation version anyway. On the PC version is absolutely fine, but yeah, there's the PlayStation version, you know, it drops frames really, really badly. But this one, not so much. This one is actually a lot more stable. Again, it's a lot more optimized than the first 2 games. Oh, and Marcus Zelic has gone off. Yeah, so I'm not even trying at the moment, and as you can see, I'm almost, you know, at the front end. And another thing about this game as well is that there are no long races per se. All the races are in a sprint format, just to give it a quick fire feel to it. So all these ones, they're only 3 laps, unless you have a mandatory pit stop, and then they double the race distance. Actually, no, I do lie. The first race, and I think the last race at Silverstone as well, they're both 3 laps. The other races are 4 laps, apart from the one at Snetterton, where you have a mandatory pit stop, which is 6 laps. So the laps do change with each of the championship races. But again, race number 1, incredibly easy. Not going to be like this for the latter half of the championship though, as I go off. Yeah, the handling is very forgiving on this as well. I have it on the the least sensitive, and it's still, you know, very responsive. You don't have to slow down this much for the corners either. You can just literally barrel around it. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference. But you can see going under bridge, everything looks like it's been stretched. And I know there's a cheat code for the first ToCA game, or sorry, the second ToCA game, ToCA 2 Touring Cars, where you put in a cheat code and everything is stretched. I think it's, the cheat code is called Elastic. And it looks very similar to this, so with the cartoony look to the game, it does look like a lot of things have been stretched up slightly, which gives it a little bit of a, you know, again, a more arcadey vibe. There we go, already on the final lap. And we got the maximum 10 points if we win, which we're going to. But yeah, the thing that I really love about this game is that it doesn't have the usual humdrum tracks that you usually find on games these days, like, for example, Catalonia, or even though Catalonia is in this game, or Spa and this, that, and the other, you know, the usual suspects that you'd find in any racing sim these days. They went for so many obscure tracks that were really never seen in any other racing game up until this point. One especially, Brasilia, which I don't think appeared in any other racing game apart from the Riza games. Which is really good because, you know, it gets you used to some of these other tracks that you have no inkling of. And that's what really had such appeal to this game. For me, anyway. And there we go then. Race 1 is complete and we win by a colossal margin. And there we go. Congratulations indeed.
Let's take a look at the action from the race once more.
And it immediately goes into a replay, but we don't really want to watch the replay all over again. So just got to exit that and go straight to the race results.
Let's see where everyone finished. Taking his place on top of the podium was the new Monkey Tools driver. In second, for the Frieson team, Marcus Zelich. The final driver on the podium was Jarrett.
And there you go. So you get a nice little rundown as well of the race results and the points and this, that, and the other. In the American version, that was Ned Jarrett that did the commentary for this game. But we didn't have that for this one. So yeah, he gives you a little rundown as well with, you know, there's nothing to write home about during the championship at the moment as we go on to the next round. So yeah, it's little things like that. It's such a really cool, in-depth game. It is really quite fantastic. But again, it delved away more from the British Touring Car Championship, which I think that is why it didn't sell as well as the first two. But, you know. But, yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at the grid for race number 2. And, of course, Marcus Zelich is on pole position. And you got Larson and Rade. Where's my teammate of Stockley? Rob Stockley. He's in 6th. And I'm starting in 9th place. Great. And it's raining.
So here we are for the next race from Oakland Park. And we're ready to go, so let's get down to the grid.
Indeed. And off we go. Now, there's one thing about this game as well. You've got to be careful with the revs that you use on the starting grid, because if you just blast the revs at the start, you will just sit on the grid and wheel spin, and you will not get a good start at all. So you have to really be careful with your revs that you use. Oh. Come on, excuse me, get out the way. Alright, Jarrett. There's my teammate behind in the Monkey Tools. I was working on a complete car set for GTR 2 for the Super Touring mod back in 2018. I think that's when I started it, but the project was put on hold and then it was taken over by someone else, so it is going to be included in the mod, but it's just not going to be my version, which is unfortunate. But it's going to be there. I think my, you know, as a consolation prize, my skins are going to be included. But yeah, there you go. Nothing more I'm really going to say about that, to be honest, because yeah. But as you can see, it's a 4-lap event, not 3 laps like it was at Silverstone. I think of all the liveries in this game, my favourite has still got to be the Peugeot 406. There's one that's got a blue and red livery, and it just looks really stunning. Right, already up on our split time of 4 seconds, 4.6. So we head down through Deer Leap again. Two laps to go.
Repeat, only 2 laps to go.
Now, one thing I used to do back in the 2017 series was I would do the 2 races and then it would get into the area where you can save your game and continue at a later date if you want to. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to do each of the championships complete. So this is going to be the full British National, and then it will do the, you know, if the German National was next, then I'll do the whole championship on that one. So if I don't include the support car series or the support cars that you unlock, then this series will only be, how many championships are there? 14, 15 episodes or so? But again, I may include the support cars as well, because you do unlock a lot of them as you progress through the championships. So.
Okay, this is it. This is the final lap. You are currently on the maximum 10 points.
And you can have a look on the map as well, as that you have the little black dot, which is the chap in 2nd place, and at the start of the championship you can see how far they drop back. Once we get to Snetterton, it all changes. They do ramp up the difficulty a bit, so it is a lot more of a competition with the AI than it is to start with. They give you a bit of a false sense of security. And then once you get into the international championships, oh boy, it's a bit of a difficult one to get some victories, but like I said, this game is incredibly good fun. And there we go then, 2 races and 2 victories. A good, nice, solid start.
Yeah, great drive, pal. Great drive.
Great drive, indeed. And again, get given a nice little show of the replay, but don't want to see that. Just get straight to the results.
Here is the official result. The new Monkey Tools driver takes the victory for the 2nd time in the series. In 2nd, after his collision with another car, Marcus Zelich. The final place on the podium went to Jarrett. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship. Leading the championship at this stage, we have the new Monkey Tools driver. In 2nd place, we have Marcus Zelich. Jarrett is in 3rd place.
Another thing as well is that when you complete a championship, he gives you a little review of what you've done in the series. So if you get on the podium throughout every race, he goes, oh, he's taken the podium on every race this season, or he's won every single race this season. They always give you like a little recap of how you've done during the championship with all the drivers, not just you. They do it, like he said, with Marcus Zelich after a collision with another car. So they give you a review of what happened during the race as well with the other drivers, which I think, you know, you don't get that type of, I know it may be minuscule, but you still don't get that type of detail with some racing games these days. which I think is, you know, really important, I think. I mean, even when it concerns AI drivers, it is still very, very important, I feel. But that's just me, you know. And here we go. At this point in 2017, I would have saved the game and we would have, you know, exited the episode and I would have been back for the next 2 races. But we're just going to carry on. So let's have a look at the grid then, starting in 6th and Marcus Zelic again. It's the same 3, you know, that is always on the top 3. So you got Marcus Zelic, Larson, and Rade. And you got Graf, Stockley, myself, Nelson, Arbor, Hubert, Grimm, Dolan, and Burley, the top 12.
It's time for the 3rd race of the series here at Brands Hatch.
Here at Brands Hatch. I wonder who the voice actor is for this game. I'll have to read up, or just wait until we complete the game and get to the credits, you know, that would be handy as well. I wonder if he did any other... Oh, and Marcus Zelic has spun. And we've gone for a spin as well, but yeah, Marcus Zelic is now at the back. Haha, that is one thing as well, is that they're scripted, obviously, but the AI do spin as well, which is very, very good. So they make little mistakes. One thing that they did remove from this game, though, is the ability to retire. It is impossible for you or the AI to retire from races. It is impossible. It does not happen. The cars don't get terminal damage. If they roll, then they just get put back on their wheels again. So yeah, it is impossible. You cannot retire from any races. That's why they've given it more of an arcade feel compared to the first 2.
You are currently on 2 points.
2 points. That's absolutely fine. We've got plenty of time to catch up. They're just up ahead anyway, going through Druids. Oh, my teammate's doing well. Rade's in P1. My teammate's in 2nd. I'm going to try and spin out Rade if I can. Get my teammate of Rob Stockley up in 2nd. So he can... There you go. Like that. There we go. Boost my teammate up into 2nd, so we should have a 1-2 for the Monkey Tools team.
Look out, the car behind is catching you.
And unlike the first 2 ToCA Touring Car games, is that my teammate on this one is actually a competent driver. If he's in 2nd place, he usually keeps it.
Repeat, only 2 laps to go.
And he's still there. Not always. Sometimes I have boosted him up into 2nd place, and by the end of the race he's like dropped down to 4th, but I mean he's still in the points, unlike Bintcliffe and Will Hoy. Or who was my teammate in the Volvo? Kelvin Burt. Yeah, Kelvin Burt and Will Hoy. Bloody hell. You try your hardest to get them in the lead, or to get at least a good finishing position, and what do? They squander it away.
Okay, this is it. This is the final lap.
And the final lap. Another good thing about this game as well is that if you hang back and let the race just finish to its conclusion and you don't, you know, end the race, all the AI drivers, they drive into the pits and they all park up in Parc Ferme. It is, you know, again, little details like that is really quite awesome. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, look at the mini-map though. I mean, we are so far ahead. I don't think it's my teammate though that's in 2nd place. I think it could be Guy Rade. But, oh well. Anyway, another race done. Handbrake it across the line. And there we go. So, let's have a look at the results.
Let's take a look at the final standings. Claiming his third victory of the series and another 10 points was the new Monkey Tools driver. In second place, after his collision, Jarrett. Taking 4 points for third place was Rob Stockley. Let's see how the current championship table looks. Still in the lead at this stage, the new Monkey Tools driver. Doing well in second place is Jarrett. Slipping down the table to third is Marcus Zelich.
And there we go then. So what about my teammate? He's only 6th at the moment on 5 points. So we're going to try and get him up to at least a top 5, possibly a top 3. But again, dropping down to third, Marcus Zelich. Little details like that, it is so cool. Anyway, race number 4, I think we are moving now to Snetterton. Yes, the phallic looking track, which of course doesn't look like that anymore. They've completely modified it beyond all recognition, which is a shame. I do like the old version of Snetterton, I must admit, even though it does look like a toy for pleasuring. But there you go. Right, let's have a look at the grid for this one. And Rade is on pole, Larson and Zelich, you know, the three stooges, starting in 5th, and my teammate is in 6th. And with this one, we do have a mandatory pit stop, so it's a 6-lap race.
The 4th race of the series brings us to Snetterton.
Snetterton. Sounds like an automated phone service. And away we go. And yes, unfortunately I got some wheel spin, but that's fine. Now, unlike the other touring car games, or ToCA 2 touring cars, you do not have a pit window. You can go into the pits anytime from lap number 1 to the final lap, or the penultimate lap. Obviously you can't go in on the final lap because then the race would end and it wouldn't work. But yeah, so we're going to dive in as always on the very first lap just to get it out of the way, and then we should hopefully be able to undercut some of the other drivers. Excuse me, coming through. But as you can see, the races are not much of a pushover as they were for the first 3. The difficulty does begin to ramp up. So we are not catching the cars on the straights anymore. They are actually putting up a bit of a fight. But does this make the game any harder? Not a chance. No, this game, in retrospect, is rather quite trivial. And I am not the only one going into the pits. Any others going in? I don't know, because I can't look behind me while I'm in the pits. And there we go. Did I jump the Renault Laguna? No, I did not. Which is a shame, but oh well. So we're down in 10th. That's absolutely fine. Sadly, no Snetterton scary tree in this game. But yeah, Marcus Zelich is in the lead. I don't care. But yeah, no Snetterton scary tree, but they do have bouncy castles on the side of the track, so you know, more believable, because they do have bouncy castles at some tracks occasionally. Get out of the way. Jarrett.
That's good driving. Keep pushing hard.
Go into the back of the car in front is, oh yeah, that's good driving. Thanks then, I will be more reckless.
Marcus Zelich has a big lead now.
Of course he has, because I went into the bloody pits. Yeah, the crew chiefs still are a bit of Captain Obvious sort of thing. Like, oh, you've been into the pits. Oh, did you know that the leader has a bigger lead now? No, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. There's a bouncy castle on the right-hand side. But yeah, as you can see from the track map, this track does look highly suspect. So maybe that was the reason why they decided to reconfigure the track into the 200 and 300 layouts. I'm not sure. Maybe they thought, you know, it's a bit too risky to have a track that looks like a giant penis. But there you go. He won't be as soon as he goes into the pits. Yes, I know, he's pulling away in front because he's in the lead. Captain Socrates, but there you go. Well, I think he almost spun there. Right. Any more cars in the pits? I think so. Yep, 2 more cars in the pit, so we're up into 4th.
3 laps to go. Repeat, 3 laps to go.
Yes, absolutely fine. Now, don't be too worried about the cars that have pulled away. You can see on the little track map as well that they're like halfway down the back straight. We will catch up because they're the ones that haven't gone into the pits yet. So we will catch up to them eventually. Through the bomb hole. Oh, messed up the chicane, that's fine. He's in the pits. So we should gain, I think, 2 more positions here. Marcus Zelic usually goes in at the end.
Race leader is still Marcus Zelic.
Oh no, I was wrong.
2 laps to go. Repeat, only 2 laps to go.
Yeah, so it's not a walkover this time. We actually do have to fight to catch up with the race leader and in 2nd place. I think of all the races, this is usually the one that causes the most trouble because sometimes you don't get the corners right and you can drop back. And getting a victory can be a bit of a tricky one on this one. Especially when you're like me and you mess up every single corner. Right, I believe both of them are in the pits. Yep.
Okay, this is it. This is the final lap. Yes, you're doing great.
Yes, I'm doing great, thank you. That always sounds really passive-aggressive or very sarcastic. Yes, you're doing great. Like, am I doing great, or are you just being a dickwad for the sake of it? But yeah, there we go. Very simple when you get the pit stops correct. Again, doesn't always work out that way. But at least we should get 4 races in and 4 victories, which is always welcome. Back through the bomb hole. Funny how the bomb hole curve was, you know, the name, people thought that it was due to a World War II bomb that caused a crater in the area where the corner is. But that is not the case at all. That is a myth. It is actually, it was purposely built or paved with a big dip because Snetterton was used for motorcycle races and that curve was too dangerous, so they added the dip just to slow the bikes down.
The new Monkey Tools driver takes the victory for an impressive 4th time in the series. In 2nd place, another podium finish for Marcus Zelich. The final driver on the podium was Jesper Larsen.
Jesper Larsen.
Here are the current championship standings. With only 2 races left in the series, out in front at this stage is the new Monkey Tools driver. Advancing up to 2nd place in the championship, we have Marcus Zelich. Losing ground in 3rd place is Guy Rade.
Yep, so we got 40 points. If Zelich wins the last 2 races, he's only going to get 38 points, so we won the championship anyway. But Stockley, he is now up into 5th. But yes, to carry on with my thoughts about Bombhole, when I was younger, I always thought he said bumhole, which was a bit rude. But yeah, they purposefully built a dip in that section of track to slow bikes down because they were going too fast. So a lot of people thought it was a World War II crater that had been caused by an airstrike or this, that, and the other. But nope, it was purpose-built that way. So there you go. A little bit of trivia that no one is going to care about. Anyway, let's see who's on pole position. Of course, it's Zelich, Rade, and Larsen again. The triple triad there. And of course, I'm starting down in 12th. What about my teammate? He is starting in 4th. So, you know, even though there's 12 cars on the grid, he's still doing a hell of a lot better than Kelvin Burt or Will Hoy.
The penultimate race of the championship brings us here to Oulton Park.
Oulton Park.
The race is almost upon us, so let's get down to the track.
Indeed, thank you. And off we go. Oh, revs too high, I had a bit of wheel spin. That's fine. Excuse me, pardon me coming through. Oh, they've just taken each other out, which is cool. 2 more spots for me. Oh, and that's Rade, he's just gone around as well. Right, let's get past you. And go through Druids. Oh, mess that up. And lap 1 is complete. At least my teammate is really pulling his own already in 2nd. Yes, I'm going to try and get past him. Shut your face. I wonder if a driver said that, you know, I mean, oh, try and get past him. No, I'm actually comfortable in 4th place. I think you would be fired if a racing driver said that. No, I'm comfortable being last, you know, it's fine. Yep, I am indeed. Right, 2 laps to go.
That's the fastest lap of the race. Keep it up.
Get past Stockley.
2 laps to go. Repeat.
And there's Zelich.
2 laps to go.
Right, it seems like Stockley is pulling away from Larsen in the Volvo, so I'm going to try and spin out Zelich. Just so my teammate can get some decent points. To hopefully keep him in the top 5 in the championship. But yeah, as you can see, the AI do pull away and they are a lot harder to reel in compared to the first 3 races. So they really do, you know, ramp up the difficulty. Again, it's still not difficult. It's still really easy to catch up and get the victories, but It's not a cakewalk as it usually is.
Final lap. Repeat. This is the final lap.
Come on, let's catch up to Zelic. I want a 100% win ratio. I don't want to settle for second place. Excuse me, Zelic. Oh, oh.
Carried away up there.
Well, now you know what it's like when you roll a car. And we're still in second place. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, no, Stockley, what's happened? Oh, bloody hell. Well, maybe I was, you know, giving my teammate a bit too much confidence by saying he was better than Will Hoy and Kelvin Burton. Yeah, he's lost second place. Or, sorry, he's lost third place. I do apologise. Well, not going to get 100% win ratio, and the Volvo's just spun off as well. But it's a second place. Oh, well. Oh, that's a shame. See, luckily you can go through the championships again and, you know, get the maximum points. So, it's no big deal.
Here is the official result. So, taking the checkered flag was Marcus Zelic. In second place, the new Monkey Tools driver. In third place, at his second podium finish, was Jesper Larsen.
Jesper Larsen.
Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship. The new Monkey Tools driver leads the way after 5 races. Doing well in second place is Marcus Zelic. In third place, we have Guy Rade.
Yep, so my goal for this one then is to try and get my teammate Stockley into at least second place with the last race at Silverstone. Not sure if it's going to be happening, but we'll try. And the maximum points I can get on this championship then is 56, not 60, which I would have liked, but it doesn't really matter once you get to win the championship. It doesn't unlock anything new either if you max out the scores, but I just want to do it anyway because I'm very OCD when it comes to that. But anyway, let's have a look at the grid then for the final race, and oh, Larsen's on pole position, Rade and Zelic. Again, still the Three Stooges on the top. Then you got Graf, Herbert, Stockley in 6th. And where am I starting? In 10th, of course. And away we go then.
The curtain goes down on the championship today here at Silverstone.
Yep, so another 3-lap race then. And away we go. That must be a really naff championship. It's only 6 races in the season, with the highest number of laps is going to be 6. You know, that must be a really boring championship if you're watching that on telly. Oh, excuse me. You pay 30 quid to get into the track for admission, only to see a 3-lap race. Well. Oh, Marcus Zelic has gone off. Haha. Suck on that one, Marcus.
You're in a podium position. That's good.
Yep. Right, Larsen can go off. Oh, come on, keep it together. Don't spin it. There we go. Yeah, that is another good thing as well, is that the AI do fight back. So if you whack a car off the circuit, they do purposefully try and get back on the track and whack you off. Oh, that sounded rude. They try and smash you off the circuit, you know. So yeah, they do get aggressive. You do have a rival indicator that you can turn on or off. I decided just to keep it off. You do get arrows at the bottom as well. You can turn on or off as well. Just overtake indicators to show that there's a car coming up behind, so you can, you know, block them if you want. But I turn all that off anyway because I don't ever bother with that, to be fair. But yeah, it's just little things like that, little tiny detail. And again, my bumper is hanging off and is sparking away there. That does eventually just fall off on its own. Alright, there we go. He's fallen off. A little bit of weight reduction. I keep forgetting these cars have 6 gears because of... Oh, and he's spun off. They're just handing me this race win on a silver platter.
Just keep on going.
Oh, and here comes Zelich again. Well, my teammate is nowhere to be seen. Which is unfortunate. I could slow him down, but that's a bit of a pain in the arse to do, so I'm not gonna bother. And there we go, through Luffield for the penultimate time. I like how his hands wobble and shake as well going over the curbs. There we go, fastest lap, 125.9. Oops. Oh, there's my bumper. I didn't whack out the way. Sometimes you can whack it out the way. But yeah, I'm not pulling away as fast this time. They are still keeping up with me, so... Like I said, wait until we get into like the Pan American Championships. Bloody hell, those are quite difficult. Not impossible, but they are difficult. Through bridge for the final time. And Luffield. And there we go. The British Nationals is complete. Hooray! Handbrake over the line.
What a race! Congratulations!
Congratulations, you're a winner. Lovely. So there we go then. Sorted. No, I don't want to see the replay, thank you very much.
Let's see how the race finished. The new Monkey Tools driver takes the victory for an incredible 5th time in the series. Today's runner-up was Jesper Larsen. Taking 4 points for 3rd place was Marcus Zelich.
Where did my teammate finish? Oh, Stockley, what are you doing? I guess he's been pushed out of the top 5 now.
Let's see how today's result affects the championship. So, with an incredible 5 victories this season, the championship is taken by the new Monkey Tools driver. He certainly proved he can mix it with the pros, and who knows what's next for him. Some great performances throughout the series were not quite enough for the title. In 2nd place, in the Nissan Primera, Marcus Zelich. After some strong performances throughout the series, in 3rd place, in the Volvo S40, Jesper Larsen.
Jesper Larsen. So, yeah, there you go then. So, Stockley does finish in the top 5 at least, by 1 point from Burley. Bloody hell. Did everyone get points? No, they didn't. Points only went down to 7th, which is a shocker. But yeah, there you go. We get the victory, we get the win, we get the points, and we get a cheat code and some new cars as well. And there we go, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, you've won the British Drivers' Championship. Hooray! And we get a new track as well. We unlock Snetterton. And we get a new cheat code as well called We Flipped. Basically, you put that in as your driver name. And it is all the tracks, but they're mirrored. So that is all it is. A cheat code that I don't think I've ever used, because mirrored tracks are pretty boring. But there you go. And with all the points that we collect during the championship, we get new cars. So we have unlocked the Audi TT, the Ford Mustang GT, and the Plymouth Prowler. So yeah, you get a lot of cars in this game as well. You get instead of a Ford Fiesta like you had in ToCA 2 Touring Cars, you get a Peugeot 306. But yeah, again, I don't know if I'm going to be doing like a little support car championship to show off the bonus cars after each event like I did with ToCA 2 Touring Cars. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. But yes, anyway, we have more offers for next time. So we've done the British Championship. We don't have to do that again. But we have the Japanese National Championship, the North American National Championship, the Australian National Championship, the German National Championship, or the South and Central American National Championship. So whatever you guys vote for, I will do it next time. So again, South and Central America, German, Australian, North American, or the Japanese Touring Car Championship. So let me know what you think, or let me know what championship to do next, and I will do it. So yeah, that was the first episode of ToCA World Touring Cars. The British Nationals is complete, and I will be back next time for one of these lovely championships. So thank you very much for watching, as always, and I'll see you next time for one of these. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.